Okay, so we have another triangle where we have A is 45, B is 42, and C is 40. So we know all the outside lengths. We have no angles, but we're trying to find angle B. So we're going to use law of cosines where we're trying to find cosine of angle B, because B is what we need. And let's just fill in the rest of the equation. So it's B squared equals A squared plus C squared minus 2 times A times C times cosine of B. And then let's make sure that we know all these other variables. Remember, sometimes we think we have the equation, but then we don't know enough to use it. So we know B, we know A, we know C. So this one does work out that we can use law of cosines on this one. So 42 is B squared, A is 45 squared, C is 40 squared, minus 2 times A, which is 45, times C, which is 40, times cosine of B. That's what we're solving for. Alright, so I'm going to start calculating some of this stuff so we have some numbers. Okay, so 42 squared is 1764 equals, and then 45 squared plus 40 squared is 3625 minus 2 times 45 times 40, 3600 times cosine of B. Okay, so I did that because sometimes it gets confusing on where all the numbers go. Remember, the goal is to get cosine of B or just B by itself. So I gotta move these other numbers out of the way. And it's just like solving an equation if this were like X. First would move the 3625 to the other side. So I have 1764 minus 3625. So negative 1861 equals negative 3600 times cosine of B. Okay, and remember, it's just like X. Now we're going to divide by 3600. And I'm not going to put this in the calculator because it's going to give me a decimal and I don't want to round till the very end. Okay, so I have this fraction equals cosine of B. Well, I don't want cosine of B, I just want B. So I'm going to take inverse cosine of both sides. So B is inverse cosine, so function inverse, of negative 1861 divided by negative 3600. So 58.87 degrees. And that's angle B. You don't have to put the degrees in, it's already there. So this is kind of the same thing. Look, we have three sides, 16, 14, 12. But now we're finding angle C. So now I'm going to use the C squared equation. So law of cosines for angle C. And I'm going to plug in everything I know. 12 squared equals 16 squared plus 14 squared minus 2 times 16 times 14 times cosine of C. So now I'm going to get some numbers for all this stuff. 12 squared is 144. I know that. 16 squared plus 14 squared is 452 minus 2 times 16 times 14 is 448 times cosine of C. So remember, we're treating this like an X. I can't subtract 452 minus 448 because it's being multiplied by something. So to solve, I have to subtract the 452 to the other side of the equation. So 144 minus 452 is negative 308, and that equals negative 448 times cosine of c. So to get cosine of c by itself, we divide by negative 448. And again, I'm not going to even calculate that because I don't want to round. Okay, last step, get rid of cosine by taking inverse cosine. C is equal to inverse cosine of negative 308 divided by negative 448. 45.57. Oh, you guys, round to the nearest tenth. I need to read the directions. 46.6. So this one, nearest tenth, would have been 9. When all